Thanks for clicking on the video. Make sure to like it and it will definitely add an extra crit to your next game. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the Tiger in the Room, Malekith. If you're playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, you're probably going to see him on every table for the next couple of weeks. He is a beast, or I guess literally an elf riding a beast, but you know, you get the joke. Malekith might be the deadliest character in the game right now. Thinking about my boy Corvus being dethroned brings a tear to my eye. With 6 power, using Butcher of Thors and Cloak of Shadows, you're dealing 7 damage on average to like 90% of characters in the game. Malekith is going to be dazing or KOing one character a turn unless you can deal with him. But this isn't my biggest issue with him. Malekith has almost no weakness. When you look at the character in MCP, they all have their strengths and weaknesses, okay? Maybe you deal a lot of damage, but it's only physical. Maybe you can absorb a lot of damage, but you're slow. Maybe you have a devastating attack, but it's hard for you to generate the power to achieve it. Malekith, I'm just gonna say it, can do it all. He has 1 attack in every attack type, along with an area effect. He can move across the battlefield in a flash with his charge and throw someone on top of that. That's something that's available every round since it's only 2 power and he generates 2 power. Sorry, Thor. Failures only make Malekith stronger. He turns those bad boys into extra dice, making the math around his character just insane, really. And I know what you're saying. You want to slow Mal down with hexes or lower his damage potential with stuns. Yeah, well, our kitty overlord laughs as he is immune to both those effects. I understand, a 7th threat character needs to feel strong, but it just seems overwhelming when it comes to Malekith. Malekith is splashing in every roster while you can faintly hear the sad Dormammu noises in the background. Though right before I released this video, AMG decided to give Malekith a nerf and a half. You can't overpay for Cloak of Shadows anymore. I hope he rolls additional failures from the critical results, which is going to hamper some of his dice fixing. And now Follow Me is restricted. I don't think the card was restricted mainly because of Malekith, but it's just something that synergizes well with him because of how much power generation he can use. It's the same tactics I would use with Thanos and Corvus. They generate so much power from the additional power they have, and then you using builders as their main offensive attack, you would always have the power to do Follow Me. All right, now I won't say Malekith has no counterplay because that is definitely wrong. But for most rosters, you're gonna have to drastically change things to face him adequately. You're gonna need to limit his damage potential, look for staggers. Staggers are king when it comes to facing Malekith. Black Cat comes in clutch. For 2 power, you're gonna make our Mal Master very upset. You also have the choices of Hulk or She-Hulk. Both Hulk and She-Hulk can bring staggers, throws, and actually take a hit from the Fat Cat and survive. Try to throw as many status effects as you can on Malekith. Be like brave Leonidas and show that a god can bleed. I have a Statter or Incinerator or better choices. Also, let me not say one of the best counters for Malekith is actually Ghost Rider. Every time Malekith uses Cloak of Shadow to get those extra crits, Ghost Rider can make him pay with his Wicked Judgment and do free damage. You want to do free damage to him because you want to do things that get around his incredible defenses. Also, with Ghost Rider, you can use Pentant Stare and drain Malekith of his power while also doing an amazing amount of damage on him. Now, I think Ghost Rider is probably the 2nd best counter to him. Also, using Deal with the Devil, if the Malekith player is focusing on taking out Ghost Rider, he's not hurting the rest of your team. And then him wasting activations, taking out Ghost Rider, you just bring him back at full health. Now, that's a trade I'll take every day. You just wasting your activation, I come back, and then I'm gonna blow you up again. So I think Ghost Rider is probably the 2nd best counter to Malekith. However, I've been in the lab crunching the numbers, and I did a couple field testing, and this is my personal favorite champion to take on Malekith. Scarlet Witch is my go-to for taking out Malekith. Hex Bolt is just plain beautiful. Even if you don't do damage with it, you can bait out Malekith using his power on defensive rolls. You got 6 dice, he only has 4 defenses. He's probably going to waste some of his power to use Cloak of Shadows. And every failure that I roll, I can bombard the bad cat with bleed, incinerate, or poison. And the real kicker is getting off a cruel twist. This attack stops critical from counting its success or adding dice. So that means that Cloak of Shadows literally does nothing for him. Plus, you get a pierce on that if you roll a failure. I usually get in 6 damage in this one attack. In the last tournament I played using Scarlet Witch, I blew away my opponent's Mal in 1 activation. Scarlet Witch has good energy defense, which is going to be the main thing that Malekith is going to be throwing at you, his builder's energy. And she counts failures, so that means she's going to be even more resistant to his attacks. So she should be able to tank a hit or 2 from Malekith. But if you really need your trump card, No More Mutants shuts off Cloak of Shadows for the round. So that means that he does Cloak of Shadows. That means that he does Cloak of Shadows. You pull out No More Mutants, and then the rest of your team can gang up on Malekith and take him down while he's losing his best defensive tech. I know fighting Malekith is going to be hard. You're going to have to lose models to position yourself to take him down. Anyone who ever played Black Order, you know you're going to just have to feed them things to slow them down. You have to bring characters and tacticals that might be outside of your wheelhouse, but ultimately he is not invincible. I think it's going to be bad news bears, especially for new players that fight against him. It's going to give them that icky feeling as they just pulling models and models off the table. 21 bans him from events. Let's see how the meta reacts or what else is in the pipeline from AMG. I hope you like this video and make sure to subscribe for more content.